I went to Europe's largest classic car show in Germany at the Essen Technoclassica, and I'm going to show you all the oldest cars from all your favorite brands like Lamborghini, Ferrari, BMW, and so many more. And for each car that I show you, I'm going to tell you a cool fact about it as well. I'm Cam, and this is Point of Room. Starting off with the A's, the oldest Aston Martin at the Technoclassica is the 1954 Aston Martin DB4 Vignale. This car is a one-of-one and was specially built for the King Boudin of Belgium. It also won the Best in Class award at the Technoclassica in 2022. This Aston Martin in California Sage Color was originally built with a Borg-Warner automatic transmission, but was later changed to a manual transmissions by the owners, and they called it the Vantage upgrade. The 2010 Aston Martin V12 Vantage. This car was special because it was the first time Aston Martin squeezed their powerful V12 engine into their smaller Vantage chassis, and matched with its driving experience, this car was dubbed the muscle car in tuxedo. 2022 Aston Martin Valkyrie. This 1,000 horsepower machine was built in collaboration with Red Bull Racing Advanced Technologies, combining Aston Martin's luxury with Red Bull's F1 engineering prowess. What a machine. Starting off with the oldest BMW, we have the 1935 BMW 315-1 Roadster. This car was a significant model for BMW as it marked the company's entrance into the sports and luxury car market. This particular model was built in April, so it's thought to be one of the first variants ever made. The 1959 BMW Heureich RS 700. This 48 horsepower machine was built in 1959. Only 3 were ever made in Wuppertal, Germany, and it carries the same chassis as the one from the RS 600. BMW 700 Limousine. This BMW was in production from 1959 till 1966 and has 78 horsepower. It was important to the car's history because it was the car that helped lift BMW out of financial troubles back in the 60s. It was also one of the first BMWs to have a rear-mounted engine. BMW LS Coupe. The LS Coupe was in production from 1962 till 1965. This particular car is from 1964 and is one of BMW's more sleeker vehicles during its time. It has BMW's reliable inline-6 engine, giving it a whopping 40 horsepower and 50 Newton meters of torque. The 1970 BMW 1602 Cabrio. This 85 horsepower machine was built in 1970 and is a variant of the iconic BMW 02 series, which played a significant role in establishing BMW as a producer of sporty compact cars, which it is now. And finally, the 1974 BMW 3.0 CSI. This car is hailed as one of BMW's most iconic models. Its M30 inline-6 engine was provided by Bosch, making the 3.0 CSI one of the first BMWs ever to feature fuel injection technology. The oldest Ferrari at the Technoclassica is the 1976 Ferrari Dino 308 GT4. It was the first Ferrari of its kind with the 8-cylinder engine, giving it a whopping 255 horsepower. It was also one of the first Ferraris to be branded under the Dino name after Enzo Ferrari's late son, Alfred Dino Ferrari. 1994 Ferrari 456 GT. This 1994 Ferrari was a Grand Tour car that was one of the last of its kind to use the pop-up headlights, which had become iconic in Ferrari's design language. The 456 GT was especially praised for its driving comfort and speed, hence why it was so popular amongst the young demographic at the time. 1970 Ferrari 512 BB. The BB stands for Berlinetta Boxer, signifying its boxy design, which in the 1970s marked Ferrari's entrance into the mid-engine supercar era. It's powered by a flat 12-liter engine, which is mounted just behind the driver, which contributes to its weight distribution, making the driving feel of this car quite nimble. 2000 Ferrari 360 Spider. This $155,000 Ferrari from the 2000s is a convertible variant of the Ferrari 360 Moderna. It's powered by a V8 mid-engine and was the first Ferrari to feature an electronically controlled retractable roof. 1992 Ferrari 512 TR. The TR stands for Testarossa. It was the successor to the iconic original Testarossa, but this one had a revised flat 12-liter engine which produced more power and torque. This car goes from 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds. 2002 Enzo Ferrari. Only 399 units were built of this legendary car from 2002 till 2004, and it honors the founder of the company, Enzo Ferrari. 1987 Ferrari F40.
This is probably my favorite Ferrari of all time. It was Enzo Ferrari's final project and was the first production car to surpass 200 miles an hour.
The 1995 Ferrari F1 car. Jean Alesi and Gerhard Berger were Scuderia Ferrari's F1 drivers, so this must be one of their cars.
And finally, the 2019 Ferrari SF90 Spider. This car has a whopping 1,000 horsepower and 1,200 Newton meters of torque, and is Ferrari's first plug-in hybrid. Starting off with the oldest Ford, we have the 1971 Ford E150 Club Wagon. This van is powered by a 70s V8 engine and has 220 horsepower, which is not too shabby for a van that looks like it's on the brink of falling apart. Ford's 2001 Crown Victoria police car. This 240 horsepower police car was powered by a 4.6 liter V8 engine. The Crown Victoria model underwent special rigorous testing, including off-road maneuvers and high-speed pursuits. There were 3 Ford GT40s at the Tecnoclassica. GT40 was a predecessor of the Ford GT that we all know and love, and this version was specifically designed to beat Ferrari at the prestigious 24 Hours Le Mans race. After a few attempts, Ford finally won that race with an exact replica of this car, dubbed the MK1 in 1966. It had a 4.2 liter V8 engine, giving it 380 horsepower and 270 Newton meters of torque. The oldest Jaguar at the Essen Tecnoclassica was the 1955 XK140. Matter of fact, it was also one of the first vehicles in the 50s that offered seatbelts as a standard rather than an add-on option. Now on with the E-Types. They had many versions of the E-Type at the Tecnoclassica. The 1962 E-Type was not only praised for its stunning design, but also its price. It was actually the cheapest supercar of its time, and it's currently on sale at $165,000. And finally, the 4.2 liter 1970 Jaguar E-Type. This car specifically was used by the character Jerry Cotton in the 70s crime novel played by George Nader.
The 1951 Lamborghini Trattore. This Lamborghini was built by the founder Ferruccio Lamborghini, who manufactured them for Italian farmers after World War II. The 1969 Islero S. It's on sale for almost $500,000, and it featured a 350 horsepower V12 engine, which was an upgrade to the standard Islero. The 1974 Lamborghini Countach. Countach is a name that comes from an exclamation in the Piedmont region of Italy, which roughly translates to wow or amazing, which is usually the reaction people have when they see this car for the first time. And now probably my favorite car of all time, the 2007 Gallardo Superleggero. This one's on sale for $140,000. Superleggero means super light in Italian, which this car is by around 200 pounds than the standard Gallardo. 1997 Lamborghini Diablo Super Veloce. Super Veloce being Italian for super fast, which these cars are. And the Diablo was the first Lamborghini to get the special SV designation, which translated to sharper steering and handling, all while being speedier. 2001 Lamborghini Murcielago. This car has 600 horsepower and 670 Newton meters of torque. But did you know that the Murcielago was named after a bull in the 1870s that survived 24 sword strikes? The oldest Mercedes at Essen was the 1954 Mercedes 170 SD. It was among the first Mercedes ever to feature a diesel engine, hence the D in SD. The S stands for Sonder, meaning special. The 1972 Mercedes-Benz 280 SE. This Mercedes has a 3.5 liter inline-six engine and was popular among celebrities during its time, and even Elvis Presley owned one. 1983 Mercedes 280 SL. It was one of the last models of the iconic SL series, which stands for Sport Light, which means sports lightweight. And 14 years later, the 1997 Mercedes-Benz SL 320. This Mercedes featured a retractable roof, which was quite a new innovation at the time. The 1990 Porsche 964 Turbo. Not much about this car, but it was the first 911 ever to feature the all-wheel drive. This is the 1992 Porsche 964 Carrera 2 Targa. This Porsche marked the return of the Targa roof design, which featured a retractable roof panel and a distinctive roll hoop. The silver and the pink Porsche 911 CSF. Both of these 911s are tuned by CSF or otherwise cooling systems and flexibles. And both cars have a 3.8 liter flat ceramic coated base engine. And lastly, everyone's dream car, the 2003 Porsche GT3 RS. The RS stands for Rennsport, and this Porsche was specifically made to be a track weapon. And with a naturally aspirated 4 liter 6-cylinder engine, it definitely is.